Hi, Z-Rock. This is Dale.
Hi, Dale. This is Tom Gimmel from Foreigner. How's it going?
Hi, Tom. Good to hear from you today.
All right. I was sitting there going, I don't know who's supposed to call who, but I'll give it a shout.
We're both kept in the dark.
Nobody tells us nothing.
Thank you so much for taking time and calling us today. Foreigner, looking forward to the show at the Clearwater River Casino on the 15th.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
So, Tom, how did you develop your interest in music?
I was just kind of automatically born that way. I think probably because there was so much music in the house. I had 3 older brothers and sisters. My mom plays the piano. It was one of those things. The music was in the air, and I just automatically started breathing it in and loving it as long as I can remember. Just even a little kid singing nursery rhymes, I was like rocking out.
Did you know early on that you wanted to make music a career?
Yeah. I knew that I loved music, but then I think after we saw the Beatles on TV and there was girls involved, that was the real turning point for most musicians that I know.
Now, you went to Berklee College of Music. Is it something that you would encourage young musicians to do, is to go on to college?
I think so. And it's not just for the knowledge, by the way, which is tremendous. I mean, I still draw on everything I learned from there. You know, they teach you so much, and then they tell you, forget what you learned and play from your heart, which is in itself a wonderful lesson. But anyway, the stuff that I learned there, I still draw from every single minute I'm playing an instrument. But it's really also the people that you meet while you're in college and the contacts, especially nowadays. I was recommended to Foreigner through a friend of a friend that I was introduced to by a guy that I knew from Berklee. So it's a strange connection, but it's definitely there. I would not have met the guy had not been for my friend from Berklee. There's a lot of that goes into the business world and the music world, and anytime people are going to college, they're making friends hopefully for a lifetime. And that's a huge part of it, in my opinion.
I stole a ride on a passing star.
Now, you've worked with a lot of people through the years. John Butcher. Even toured with Aerosmith for a while.
Yeah.
How did that one come about?
It was just through John Butcher, as you say, a really phenomenal talent based in New England. And so we had mutual acquaintances in Aerosmith, being a Boston band, and John Butcher at the time we were based in Boston. So there was just mutual acquaintances there. And when Aerosmith was looking for a keyboard guy that also sang a bunch and played some sax, they called me up, and it was just a wonderful chapter of my life.
So do you have any cool road stories with Steven Tyler and Joe Perry?
I got tons of them.
Do you ever stop to think, I should write some of this stuff down and put it in a book form?
Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea, because eventually over time it's interesting the things we forget. I saw Steven Tyler at the Songwriters Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Mick and Lou Graham from Foreigner were being inducted the same night as Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. So I got to say hello for the first time in a bunch of years, and he was talking about stuff that I had forgotten. I was amazed that he remembered. And I said, how can you remember that? He said, for me, it's like yesterday. It's like a freight train. He's just always just going at full speed. There's nothing that can prepare you for that amount of energy in one person. It's wild.
You and Mick are the veterans of the band now. Give us a rundown. Who's all part of Foreigner?
That is so crazy. I used to be like the kid, and now I'm the old timer. But we have such a great band. Jeff Pilson on bass. We also have Chris Fraser on drums. He used to be in Whitesnake. He was in Steve Vai. He played on Steve Vai early albums and worked with him. So he's a powerhouse drummer. Really, really phenomenal. Great showman. He does this, big old drum solo in the middle of the set that just brings the house down. Girls love watching him. Our lead singer, Kelly Hansen, he's done his 10 years now, so that's a quick decade. Mm-hmm. A lot of people that know Foreigner over these past years are well familiar with Kelly, I would hope. And anyone that's seen Foreigner in the last 10 years has seen Kelly, and he is just amazing as a singer, as a front man, as an entertainer, as a person, as a friend. He's just one of those incredible people. A lot like Steven Tyler, they're both type A personalities, both Aries, very fiery, and we just couldn't be more happy to have Kelly as our lead guy. And so he just delivers the songs to perfection and then puts his own twist on it on top of that. He can sing, he can dance. He's the ultimate, you know. He's like a home run hitter that hits it out of the park every time he steps up to the plate.
Well, you can pass this along to Kelly. We still have Hurricane song, I'm On To You, in rotation here.
Yeah. That's awesome. We're certainly aware. Anyone that knows about Kelly knows about Hurricane, and that was probably one of their biggest songs.
Say no, 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 no. I'm on to you. No, 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 no.
And of course, fans of Foreigner can hear the re-recorded classic songs with Kelly Hansen on vocals.
Yeah, that was something that started. So many of our friends that saw us said, how can we get material that has this band on it, you know? And so we started offering that, and people love it because they can hear it's the same people that they see in the show, and so there's some continuity there.
And you can pick up the new versions on the albums Feels Like the First Time and Jukebox Hero.
Yeah, on that album that we did, which is us in the studio playing those songs, but yeah, they can hear Kelly singing it and this band playing it.
Feeling down and dirty, feeling kind of mean.
Are there plans for any new music from Foreigner here soon?
I don't know, Dale. I think that sometimes it works its way out. You know, our leader, Mick Jones, is always writing, and he's been doing some collaborations with all kinds of people. You know, it's like he's always got this big pot cooking, you know, like a cauldron. He's stirring it up. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. I know he did some writing with Sammy Hagar, and recently he was dusting off some old tapes with Lou Gramm. So we just kind of wait and see. He's always writing. So we just kind of wait and see how it finds its way out. We're doing a tour this summer with Kid Rock, and Mick has already been hanging around with Kid Rock. I wouldn't be surprised if they start jamming or writing. Who knows? Anything can happen.
It kind of seems like an odd combo, Foreigner and Kid Rock out on tour.
Well, yeah, you can sort of see it if you think about Kid Rock with Bob Seger, and then you think about Bob Seger with Foreigner. That's a similar generation, a similar clientele. So I think Kid Rock is into that kind of stuff. He likes traditional values, you know, and that's what we call this, traditional rock values. We've got loud guitars and an incredible singer and all this great music. I think that's the other thing that Kid Rock likes the most is we play all hit songs. So you can't go wrong with that.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Now in the band, you do sax and flute, guitars. What's your favorite Foreigner song when you're out performing?
I definitely get a big adrenaline rush for Urgent because I play that sax solo, and people know how it's supposed to go, so I sort of have to deliver it, you know? They're like, it's one of the only sax solos that people really know how it's supposed to go. That one, I get a huge, huge thrill out of it when it goes correctly, which most of the time it does. And aside from that, I love them all. You know, they're just power chords. I love the big power chords in Jukebox Hero. Same thing with Hot Blooded. Really meaty, cool guitar riffs. Gosh, that kind of power rock music is just near and dear to my heart. And we rock out, you know, Double Vision, Head Games. These are real rock songs, and people still love them. So it's great to see the fact that they still resonate today.
All right, everybody, it's time to rock and roll. Are you ready? It's Urgent. Let's hear it for Tom Gimble on the saxophone.
When you're not out on the road, what do you do for your downtime?
I kind of recharge the batteries. I will practice the saxophone, stuff like that. I enjoy work on guitars and amps and all that sort of stuff. But I also like to play a little golf, and that takes my mind off of the rest of the world for a little while. So those are really my hobbies. These are like twin passions of my life, you know, music and golf.
We have a mild climate here in the LC Valley, not too much snow, so the golfers get to play almost year-round.
No kidding.
So maybe you can try one of our golf courses before the Foreigner show at the Clearwater River Casino.
Thanks, Dale. If I were you, I'd keep that kind of quiet because you'll have bunches of golfers moving up there.
Well,
You know,
we have people coming from Spokane, Washington, over 100 miles away that'll come down here and play golf in the wintertime.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's every golfer's hope and dream is looking for a place to play in the wintertime. So, yeah, you'll have hordes of them, scores of them, teeming with golfers if that word gets out.
It was a Monday, a day like any other day. I left the small town for the Appalachian.
What, after all these years, is the secret behind Foreigner's continued success?
I think it's a lot of things. I think there's a lot of combinations that go into that. So it's hard to say what one thing, but I can certainly guess what some of the ingredients are. And the first would be the music. It has held up really well over time. You know, if we start to think about why that is, I believe it's because there's so much quality in the songwriting. Mick Jones really knows what he's doing, and, you know, that's why he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. But they had a way of writing songs. They weren't overdone, you know. There was some subtlety and nuance, and I think it goes to Mick's personality. You know, he's very smooth. He's very stylistic, you know, kind of classy. And Lou Gramm, just from the heart. You know, Lou Gramm was very much into gospel singing when he was younger, so he's really singing from the heart. And it might be even, you know, some kind of a rock song like Hot Blooded, but it's done with real heartfelt emotion. And, you know, that goes into all the other songs. The lyrics are there. Interesting chords. For me, the music itself is very interesting. The chord structure are not your typical rock format. So there's a lot of hybrid chords. Complex, actually. You know, if you look at a song like That Was Yesterday, I always love the chords in that song. That was yesterday. That was, and then the melody on top of it, and the lyrics on top of that. You know, it's a triple threat. So this music has a lot of high quality ingredients, and I believe that's what has sustained it over the ages.
Well, Tom, thanks for taking time and talking with us today.
My pleasure, Dale.
Your band Foreigner at the Clearwater River Casino for a sold-out show on Sunday, March 15th. Looking forward to it. Thanks again, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Get out there and enjoy that golf weather.